Very, very disturbing. Not something that I really felt like watching before going to bed, I tell you what. I hope I don't get any nightmares. Hi guys, sorry, I'm really tired after watching that. It was pretty intense. I just watched Daddy's Little Girl, which I have actually been told to watch for years, and like, I'm actually not exaggerating. It's one of the first movies that people told me to watch because it's really fucked up, and I like fucked up movies. Like, it's one of the first movies that was mentioned, I should say, that people told me to watch, which I hadn't seen. And I've been searching for it for years, and then Darcy put it on my 31 Days of Horror recommendations. And it's not the first time she's recommended it, and it's not the first time anyone's recommended it, so I'm glad I finally watched it. It is a very fucked up movie, and when you know that a movie's gonna be fucked up, you kind of go in thinking, what's gonna happen? What is gonna be the fucked up situation? And it was kind of a predictable situation. The film is an Australian film, which was really interesting in this situation. I think we are the most fucked up Bad Boy Bubby. If you haven't seen that, then go watch that and then tell us that we're not the most fucked up country, because we definitely are. But this movie is about a man who has a daughter, and I don't really want to spoil too much. I'm sure you can read it on the back of the blurb, but something happens to his daughter and he needs to find the culprit, and then it turns into a torture situation. This is very, very, very similar to the movie I saw, 7 Days. So similar. I would say at the start it takes a really, really long time to get into like the whole situation and what the bad thing is, and the setup is like super, super long, but I was okay with that, just because sometimes you need to have a little bit more connection if it is going to be this kind of situation, so that you actually care about what's happening, because it is very grueling and very... This movie is very, very gruesome. Like, I found it hard to watch some points. So I would say that this is probably one of the most disturbing films I've seen. It was very, very intense and very gory. And yeah, just, it was a lot. But getting up to that point was, you know, a big portion of the movie, and something that you probably don't expect, which can be negative only because you are expecting something fucked up to happen. I hope I'm making sense. I'm very tired. I'm saying pretty much you have to wait to get to the fucked upness, but you know what's coming, so you can't really you're not really enjoying what's going on. You're kind of just playing the guessing game. And I didn't mind it so much, but the fact that some of the editing was a little bit sloppy at the start, and they had some really, really long scenes, and if they had shot them up a bit more and like alternated shots a little bit more, I think it would have flowed a lot quicker, and not just been, you know, felt like it was like this huge build up. So that's one thing. The acting was quite poor in some parts, and like I said, that might be down to the editing, and if it was some of the shots and some of the scenes and some of the dialogue was kind of a bit tighter together, I don't think it would have been such a problem or so noticeable. But it was a film that I needed to see, a film that has been on my list for a long time, so I'm glad I've seen it. If you're into any torture kind of movies, if you love 7 Days, this film is very similar to that, so I would definitely recommend that. I know that this is probably a lot of spoilers, but with this kind of film, there's nothing, I can't really tell you anything if I'm not going to tell you that. I haven't given away main plot points, but I think they become very obvious when you're watching it. Anyway, I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. I know after all of that, it sounds like I would have given it more. But as I said, I saw 7 Days recently, and that was quite similar, and I thought it was done in a better way. I did like the background story in this movie. I thought it was very interesting, and that's why I'm giving it a 5. It just smack bang on the middle for me. It was very, very disturbing. Not something that I really felt like watching before going to bed, I tell you what. I hope I don't get any nightmares. But if you want to check it out, Daddy's Little Girl, Australian flick, support Australian film, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for another 31 Days of Horror. Hopefully I won't be so tired. Can you tell I'm like trying to keep my eyes open? I'm gonna have a shower and go to bed. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Stay spooky, guys. Bye.